Let's see how the whole shipping thing is doing these days. What's he doing? He's the plastic ship. So yeah, he actually started to make some money now. And the line's starting to get up and running. Plastic's coming into here. Oh, it's leveling up.
Welcome back.
Your mother was firmly in the pay as little as possible camp when it came to buying appliances. There is no right answer here. You just do what you feel comfortable with. But you got to understand that if you have a cheap appliance, the parts inside are going to be cheap and not built to last as well. So chances are it's going to break down more. That's because of the bounce rate. The product's just good enough that most people aren't going to bring it back, but it most likely die in 10 years. Pretty much. I mean, it's the whole built to fail thing, isn't it? You make it last so that you make it last long enough so it'll get past the warranty period, and then if it fails sooner, chances are they'll buy another one. Because unfortunately, fixing things is not cheap these days. Ivan, my uncle has a Miele dishwasher. He's had it 20 years and it's still going. I mean, that's just nuts. Admittedly, there's only 2 of them in the house, so he doesn't run his as often as I do. But still. Fixing things is cheap if you do it yourself. Yeah. If you have the time and know-how and the parts. And inclination. It's got plastic, but it's running out of plastic. I suspect he won't get any more plastic for a while now. Plastic ship. Is it you plastic? 2, 3. There's one there. There's absolutely none on the way back right now. Oh, there's one. 212 plastics. There's one on the way back. There's one loading. He's got oil supply and he's leveled up. To make sure this guy gets properly funded with oil. Is he bringing oil around? Yes, he is. They're both bringing oil in, so that's good. He's taking crude. There's already some oil there. And then there's a big gap. Oof.
Welcome back, Nutter.
The Virgo tanker. We'll put one more on each line, I think.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Jeez, man. We'll have another one each and just make sure they go here first if we can. Benna, just use your mods to make your dishwasher, then you use them to something useful. Use your mods to make your dishwasher, then you can use them for something useful. Lol, Benna. Thank you for 17 months, Spitfire. Right, it looks like he's going there, which is good. Is that Jeddah Sidings? Yes, it is. Where are you going? You're going Jeddah Sidings. Nice. Wi-Fi enabled and Alexa integration, Jimbo. My Miele dishwasher's got Wi-Fi on it. It's actually... So, here's the thing about the whole... You know, your washing machine being connected to Wi-Fi sounds really stupid. It is in a way. The app lets you basically set it up so you can go, oh, you know, this spin speed, this temperature, blah, 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 delay the start, you know. You can do all those things. Chances are you're not going to do it because you have to load the washing machine. So you have to open the door, put things in, load it up, and then at that point you'll set it and go, right? But what is useful is it will actually ping your phone when it finishes. Now that's handy. Letting me know that the cycle's finished is handy. You'd be interested in the power and water consumption from Wi-Fi. I don't know if it tells you that. Probably. It depends whether they want to admit it. Right, we're transporting 80% of that. And 84% of that. Blimey. So that's most of that oil being used. I think there was some more crude somewhere else, wasn't there? I know that's being used. That one's going there. Oh, I saw another crude somewhere. Was that it? No. Oh, there's one. So we could start bringing that in if we get really desperate. If we need even more oil, we can bring that in. The Miele claims to put its on detergent in. No, it does. If you get the Twin DOS, if you get the Miele Twin DOS, which I have, then you can basically either... It has two cartridges, one for the detergent and one for the... what is it, like conditioner type stuff. And they're basically a giant plastic thing, and you just shove them into the washing machine. Yeah, and there's no tablets. So there's no tablets, no powder. It does have a drawer. You can put tablets in if you want. Now, this is a washing machine, not a dishwasher, Dimbo. But they probably do dishwashers now that use a similar system. But I'm talking about the washing machine. So you don't pour the powder in. You don't have to put the tablets in or anything like that. It just takes it from these liquid cartridges. Yeah, so with the dishwasher, Jimbo, I haven't looked, but it's probably similar. It probably uses a similar Twin DOS system. It'll have a cartridge with liquid in it, and you shove the cartridge in. And you can order more from Miele. You can even order an empty cartridge and fill it with your own liquid stuff if you want to. Mr. Adelston, thank you for 3 months. And yeah, it monitors it and lets you know how much is left. Yeah, if you want to fill it with ferro liquid, you can go for it. 101 plastic, that is going to fill up. I'm thinking we might have to do a similar trick. Might have to split the plastic line, because that's not going to cope with it. That can only carry 126. I don't know how much that can store. Down south of the plastic place is a crude oil place. Oh yeah, good spot. Yes, indeed. That's actually a good one because it's a short cycle as well. Can we move on from this domestic appliance chat, Zino? Why? Let's talk about vacuum cleaners. Mr. Libido, how you doing, sir? Dave, you've got the caps, haven't you? When are you meeting Hodor? I'm very, very expectant of this photograph, Dave. Robot vacuum cleaner while lol. The only people that can do that are people who have a tidy house, which is like about 20% of the population. You have the caps, you're not sure when Hodor's coming. I'm waiting for his replies. I don't think that's going to get here before this completely fills up. Yeah, I'm gonna switch this up slightly. I'm gonna have 2 lines and split them. So if we go plastic ships 1.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
And that can go from here. Oh, it's thinking about that. Vacuum cleaners. I bought Sarah the big shark one, cost a fortune. Apparently I can't call it her Xmas present. Yeah, you see, Dave, you've got the wrong missus. Like Mrs. Squirrel, but basically picked out the shark vacuum cleaner and said I can call it a Christmas present, so win. There we go. So if we take these, managed vehicle, there are currently 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 4 of them onto the other line. Please don't do a U-turn. No, Muppet. No, no, no. Don't you start doing U-turns, bros. How am I? Not bad. Yep, it's over. Look, there we go. 178 and it's already too much. I really wish we could buy more storage space. That's one thing I'd love them to do, just be able to extend how much storage you get. Particularly like with ships, it's very important because they're very slow. So you kind of need to buffer things. What do I think of the Dyson Airwrap and new hairdryer? I think Dyson make clever stuff. Like the hairdryer and, you know, the desk fan heater thing. They're very clever. Stupidly priced. Like, I can't even begin to say how stupidly priced they are. You know that heat, it's like a fan and it's basically just a circle like that. It has no blades, it's just a circle. And it's a heater and a cooler. It blows air around. 400 quid. Are you having a laugh? 400. I'm looking at it going, what? Ships are taking a crazy journey. Well, ships do take a crazy journey, don't they? It still doesn't detract from the point that I need to buffer stuff and I can't. No, I don't think so, Vrome. I think Dyson actually charge way more money. Like, when you talk about Apple and Dyson, the difference is that Apple make products that work together with an ecosystem that works well. So they offer that as a solution. But Dyson just offer appliances that, you know, they have some clever bit of tech in them, but they're unnecessarily high priced. At the end of the day, you say to yourself, this thing still blows hot air. That's all it does in life. Why am I spending £400 on this? Oh, come on. Get in there and take that stuff. 126 units is not a lot. Giant spike of money, lots of years of expense. You love the fan, but yeah, exactly. I think the fan's really cool, but I'm not spending that on something that blows air around. The Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer. You see, that name annoys me because that fan is not supersonic. If it was, it would make a sonic boom. It would make a horrible noise. Is that the next one? Let's order more ships. The NHS buys loads of Dyson bladeless fans. The thing is, if the NHS wants to buy a load of Dyson bladeless fans, they're probably doing it for hygiene reasons, but more importantly, they'd probably get a massive discount. They claim the cost is because of what you save in towels. Wait, are you talking about... Jimbo, are you talking about the ones you get in the toilets, like the hand dryers? Right. I like the Dyson hand dryer. I actually, you know, the Dyson Blade one that you get, and it just blows like a horizontal line of... I mean, they work really well. I don't know how much they charge for them, but they work really well. I just don't like... If, like, when I've gone to the States, I've noticed that the States has a preference. Well, they don't call it toilets, they call it the bathroom, don't they? Which I've never quite understood, because you don't have a bath in there. But anyway, you go in the bathroom, and when you go to dry your hands, they have this tendency to always use paper towels. Way more than they have, like, hand dryers. And I always thought, oh yeah, they call it the restroom, don't they? The restroom. Bathroom and the restroom. Yeah, paper towels basically means trees, doesn't it? Why are you doing that? Why not just have a little hand dryer? You have the hand dryers at work, they collect filth from them. Really? Which ones do you mean those in them? You don't mean the ones that you put your hands in. We're talking about the wall-mounted one that just blows out. You can make more trees. What about all the fuel that you burn cutting the trees down and transporting them and pulping them? The energy that's required to take a tree and make it into a paper towel can't be ignored. Really, Astro Steve? If they spew bacteria, Bigfoot, why do the NHS use them? You dangle your hands in front of them, it blows water all over the wall. I think you're doing it wrong. No, it's filled up again. More ships. At work, you have paper towels and hot air dryers. That's the other thing about paper towels, is people tend not to put them in the bin. You find them on the floor. You know the kind of person I'm talking about? They'll take a few paper towels and one will fall. They don't pick it up, they just leave it. So they end up all over the floor and all over the sink, and it's just irritating. And then if the paper towels run out, you've got to use the hand dryer anyway. Or start blowing on your hands like... People put them in the sink where I work. I'm not surprised. This number's not high enough yet. We'll give it time. Give it time to level out. So there's a huge gap here where there are no ships. Which is not good. This guy's in need of plastic. You wash your hands in near boiling water so they air dry quickly. Jeez, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that's the worst thing is when they switch to hand dryers, but they get cheap, nasty ones. It's so annoying. But Dan's doing pretty well. Oh, that's interesting. These ships cause emissions as well. Not an insane amount, but... Do you know what's actually irritating about that? Is you can't control it. Like, if you could adjust the routing, if I could, you know, make the route go wide... Can you even waypoint with the ships? There's no waypoint system. I kind of feel like that's a bit scumbaggery. Here's a load of noise that you can't do anything about. Great. Terraform it. What, you want me to remove these guys' beachfront property? Is that what you're saying? And even if I terraform it, I'd have to put loads of rocks here so they don't go that way. Make a huge beach. They'll build on it. I mean, you know, imagine living here. You better hope the tide doesn't rise too much, but it's not a bad view, is it? Look at that. It's not a bad view. I would be worried about that sea coming into my house, though. How are these guys doing, I wonder? Oh, 2.7 million profit now. Nice. That was actually losing money until we got rid of some. Yeah, I think three of those seems to work pretty well. I think that needs to be longer. Yeah, it was profit. So if you click on a vehicle, it shows you the vehicle profit here, or loss, and the finances here. But if you click on the line, then it tells you what the line's doing. Just want to make this bigger. Good job, bro. Fortnite is very much still a thing, bub. It's what the kids play. That looks better. That's a good turn now, Rob. Works pretty well. Admittedly, it should be a bit wider, but there's not a lot you can do. Yeah, I think so, Vrum. I think they all go counterclockwise. Yeah, that's definitely a bit sharp. Will anyone come out and trump Fortnite? I think they said the same thing about PUBG, and then Fortnite came out. Feels bad. 1,256. Needs more goods, though. Needs a lot more goods. The lag is real.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Yeah, it's not easy to reduce the emissions because, you know, I built the airport too close, essentially. They're bathed in emissions from this airport, and I ain't moving it now. That's way too much pain. This was in the early days of building the airport. I think this was one of the first airports I built, and I learned a lot from building it. Like, if I was building this again, I would put it over here, and I'd have it going this way. I'd have that as takeoff, because nobody's affected by that, and I'd have that as approach. I'd come in that way. But as it stands, coming this way, just bathes the town in emissions. Minecraft will probably take a hit when Hightail releases. What on earth is Hightail? Gillas, welcome back. Thank you for 30 months. Baroni X, happy Christmas to you, sir. Brother Mug, thank you for 27. Hightail is similar to Minecraft, okay. No, Raven, it's way more painful than that. It's not a matter of money, Raven. It's a matter of the pain of doing it. To move this airport over here requires me to also completely move this thing, which is linked to that, and the tram network, and the goods network. All of this has to be moved over here. And then all this track rerouted, and all that track rerouted. Nah. I ain't doing it. Wait, Kangaroo, ATS Idaho is not out till next year. Like, we don't even know when Idaho's coming out. The fact that Pavel mentioned it in the stream has nothing to do with release. Right, we really should sort out some of these vehicles. They are a little bit old. Yeah, I think Tommy, they made a mistake by pushing out the Idaho thing onto Steam. I think somebody made a mistake and then they were like, we'll just leave it there now. I don't think they've got any intention of releasing Idaho until the new year. Let's see. Feels bad packs trains, 1.4 million profits. currently running... Have you noticed it doesn't tell you what the vehicle is? Like, once it's no longer available, you can't hover over it and tell you the model anymore, which is stupid. You found an easy way to change the maintenance of all vehicles, right? Yeah, you can clone it, but... Let's have a look at the train. Where does it run from? Shanghai to Fieldsbed. It's here to here. Okay. Which is probably on standard track. No, it's actually on high-speed track. Capacity of 88. See, this might be a case of there's actually nothing better to replace it with, but we'll see. The EDM has a capacity of 88, does 130 Ks. We could replace them all with ES1s. $21 million investment. You can select all vehicles at on the left. The vehicle manager. Okay, hang on. Let's do this first. Wait, what? I selected all of them, you scumbag. That was a bug. Vehicle manager. No, hang on. This one. So run that by me again. The vehicle manager, you can select all vehicles. Right. Like that. Is that what you mean? What, as in so that you can do what? Do this? Is that what you mean? Why would you want to do that? Wait, where's the game audio gone? Why are no vehicles making a noise? What's going on? Are they like super silent trains or something? Rip? Well, I've not seen that one before. Your vehicles will stop needing to be replaced every X years if you put them on high maintenance. Good afternoon, Cuzzy. Happy Sunday to you. Thanks for 30 months of support, sir. Hope everyone has a lovely Christmas and all the best for 2020. Likewise, Cuzzy, mate. A blue cap? In 6 months' time, it'll all be blue. This is a much more sedate and manageable chat than Sunday Night Trucking. I remember Sunday Night Trucking from a few years back. Man. There we go. Just had to reload the save. Interesting, I didn't need to restart the game, just need to reload the save to fix that. Right, let's get some more of these done. 45-year-old train. 1.8 million. Cargo trains are the worst. There's a mod that reduces your emissions. Yeah, Benner. I've never been one for those kind of things. I don't know. I don't think that's a solution. Like, just reducing the emissions is basically cheating. It's like saying having a mod that just reduces the cost of things. It's like, okay, so you're just putting the game on easy mode, right? The better solution is to have vehicles which have quite different emissions and costs. That's the real solution. Because those electric trucks that are in the game, those e-trucks or whatever they're called, their emissions are still 66 or something, 62? And a full-on truck is only 68, which is only a very small difference. Like, that one should be down in the 30s or something. And then there's a real incentive to pay extra and have these environmentally friendly vehicles. Maybe it's for people who just don't like dealing with emissions, I don't know. That's not exactly a profit. It's coming from there, isn't it? There's only 2 of them. Maybe I should just run 1 long train instead of 2. How big's that platform? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's tiny. Oh, that's tiny as well. It's like 120-meter platforms. Scumbag. Intern, it really sounds like you're asking for a sub right now. The classic lines, I wish I could join the Nut House. Oh, I'd love to sub, but I just don't have the money. Closely followed by, how do I get a sub gifted to me? I'm not asking for one, but I just want to know how it works. Really smacks of you asking for a sub. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay. The problem making this platform a lot longer is this bridge. I can't... If we extend the platform, we'll be over here. And then we just can't bridge that. So that's a problem. You're asking for a friend, Intern, I know. Tell your friend he has to be in chat. If he's in chat, then he might get gifted a sub, if somebody's kind enough to gift one. I think the way to solve this problem is probably to have a station that goes like that. Have a long station here, and then it will give us a chance to elevate and get over there. So, like, cargo terminal. Say 240 meters in length, like that.
Welcome to the nut house.
I don't even. Ivan. Mr. Rob Jensen, thank you for 28 months. Well, enter. Now you can show your friend how you get a sub. Do you know, I'm convinced there are people on Twitch who just go around, they bounce from channel to channel, go in there and go, hey guys, I'd love to sub, and then just see how many channels they can get gifted a sub to. I'm convinced there's people like that.
Welcome back, nutter. Happy anniversary, nutter.
Man. One up below the stone mine. I was actually looking at that road, but could go there, I guess. There's no reason why it couldn't. Don't even need that road. But I guess if you put it here, then that track can just go straight in there, can't it? I think it's better here. You got a gift sub for shazamming songs playing in the background on some stream. Let's get these vehicles out of the way. Come on, move. Got major structural work to do here. I think it might work better as this style of building. Really? Gas connected. Right, let's get rid of this. That's better. Demolition sound hurts your ears. Well, you can thank Baz later. Let's just make it all high speed. It's not like we don't have the money. Oh, no, 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 not that one.
Welcome back,
Not that one.
Nutter.
No. Oh, my God. That was my special track, and you can't upgrade to the special track. Oh, that's irritating. Well, it doesn't practically make any difference. Basically, I use this track here, which is like the high-speed track, does 360 Ks. And it has a different style to it. But you... So can you upgrade? Oh, hang on. We can fix it. All right, that's fine. Phew. It's all good. Yeah, it's a mod that changes the style of track, so it doesn't have the, you know, the ballast concrete bits. It doesn't have those. It's like a solid section. It's the style of it. It's just a look thing, you know. Vrome, if you'd have been here yesterday, you would know that it's a mod, Vrome, and you would know that I have a mod collection published on Steam, and there's a link to it. You would know this, wouldn't you, Vrome? You do now. All right, let's fix this line. Pyongyang North. Is that one sorted? Was that one coming here? The old flipperoonie. That's better. Yes, that one, Vrome. Well, why are you asking if the high-speed track is a mod, then? Right, I need to make the other one longer now. Pause. Bulldoze. I laughed at Snugs yesterday when he came in and listened to that. Okay. So we'll replace this guy. Manage vehicle. What should we replace him with? Something electric and quick. How's the plane route going? Are there any takeoffs? Any less dodgy than newer planes? Not sure what you mean, NT, by the question. If you put 2 CHS4s on the front, look at that. The pulling power of that. Never mind the running costs. That's exactly 200 meters.
Happy anniversary.
It's like huge.
Nutter.
I'm going to do it just for the lols. Let's get that. Let's get that one and sell it. It's like got a $6 million a year running cost or something. 6.6, I think. But it should be able to get up to speed pretty well. Hopefully I got my maths right and it'll actually fit into the platform. Oh, like a glove. This glovage. Stone Dogs, nice one, dude. Thank you. It's quite a hilly track, this. Why does it never remember your HUD settings? Every time you load the game or load a save, it resets all of these settings. Why? This has got nowhere near 160 limit yet. It's got 4850. So by the time this thing pulls in and unloads, that's produced probably about 60 stone. Dollar up, arrow up, turn off the red numbers. Either way, I want it to remember it. 60 odd stone, right? This thing can carry... Yeah, it's way too much. We need to reconfigure the vehicle. It's not going to produce 240 units by the time it gets back. Let's put it that way.
Nutter.
Lead Shot, thank you for 2 months. Mr. Fish, thank you for 4 KPH. Welcome back. Merry Christmas, Swede. So just as this pulls in, there's 120 stone available, which we can probably get away with. That. Even that would be overkill. I should grab all of it. think that is now perfectly tuned, because that is max production. And that is now able to carry all of it. So as long as it can get there and back in time. You're debating whether to move to Apple after the laptop dies. What do you do with your laptop, little John? It's always a question. Okay, more vehicles. Upgrade the bridge so it's not a 90 speed limit. Is there a 90 speed limit? Is it because it's the old stone arch bridge? Let's have a look. See if we can make something a bit faster. I don't think it's going to make any practical difference though, is it? Because that stone thing can't make any more stone. See what kind of speed it can keep. People hated on Vista because it was too advanced, no joke, too powerful PCs. Back then. There were more problems with Vista than just that. Yeah, but Raven, I mean, if you want to talk about a cult, you could say the same thing about Apple as you can about Android. There are people that are just always going to buy Apple, and there are people that are always going to buy Android. Apple does what it does, and some people appreciate that, and some people hate it. That's life. You make your decision based on what you want and your requirements. That's all everybody should do. That's why the first thing I said when I was asked about getting a new laptop was, what do you want to do with it? If you say I want to play games, well, don't buy an Apple laptop. Dude, where's this guy going? Oh, it's fine. Thought he'd gone the wrong way. Why does it matter? To some people it does. Why do people care about what others buy? Because to them it feels like reaffirming their own decisions. Like, I have Apple laptops and I have PCs, so I use both. And I can tell you that when I was a consultant, like going on site a lot, Apple laptops are brilliant. Actually brilliant. Like, literally got a 10-hour battery life out of my laptop every day. And it's just fantastic. Simple to use, always works. Genius. Loved it. But if I bring that home, I can't just then play games on it, or, you know, it's not that kind of a laptop. Just think of it as a tool, and whatever requirement you have, buy the right tool for the job. Think of it that way. I mean, if you can't get on with OS X as opposed to Windows, because OS X and Windows are different. You do things in a different way, and it does take time to adjust. If you've only ever used Windows and you start using OS X, it will take time to adjust, and it will be frustrating at times. But, you know, you just go and look on the internet and somebody say, this is what you do. Yeah, confirmation bias. It's definitely a thing, Cuzzy. Well, for many of the reasons that you might like Android, Flying Greenland, and many reasons that I might not like Android. Yeah. You just don't get on with the Apple laptops. I don't get what's wrong with control for cut, copy, and paste. The command key combo is really annoying. Wait, Rome, the control key and the command key are like within that far of each other. Instead of doing control C, you do command C. Other than that, it's command C, command X, command V. It's exactly the same, just your thumb goes on a different key. How can that be really, really annoying? Command is worthy A. Not on my laptop, it's not. What do you mean command's where the alt is? It's like... Hang on. You see that? It's right next to the space key. So instead of using your pinky to press control, use your thumb to press command. How is that a big deal? How is that a big deal? I don't get it. If you do it for a week, Vrome, it just becomes intuitive. I don't even think about it anymore. It just becomes muscle memory. And I can go from Windows to OS X, and my brain just goes from one to the other. You get cramps in your hands. Okay. 45-year-old. What are we doing here? QWERTY's overrated. Do you know NT Captain, sorry. Do you know why the QWERTY keyboard layout was invented? Do you know why it was invented? And this is the biggest irony of all. The QWERTY keyboard layout was designed to deliberately slow down typists. It was literally designed to stop typists typing too quickly. Because back in the days of, you know, when you use typewriters and you press the key down and it literally stamped a lever onto the ribbon like that, as they got quicker and quicker and quicker at typing, these arms that came up slamming into the ribbons to make the letters, they come up and they jam together. So they moved all the keys around to slow the typist down so that they couldn't jam the things up. And we are now left with a keyboard that is deliberately designed to slow you down. And so some clever chap came up with a new keyboard, which was called the Dvorak keyboard, I think it's called, which is a layout which works much more efficiently. But nobody's ever going to change to it, because you can't. It's like the QWERTY keyboard is now so ubiquitous that we can't change to a better keyboard. And that's one of the greatest ironies of life. And that's the thing, is like when you establish a standard, it's very hard to change. So yeah, we're now left with a keyboard that's designed to slow you down, and that's what the whole world uses. Come on, game, stop auto-saving. Right, we're doing finance-wise. Losing money. Yay! Let's see, what's your job in life? So you're moving stuff from here. We're transporting most of it, but production's capped out because there's not enough demand for it. You're bringing it to here. That's interesting. There appears to be demand for it. So my guess is we're not hitting all the drop points. The city's probably expanded. So I'm guessing it goes there. Certainly looks that way.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Does anybody else find this thing really difficult to work out what it's highlighting? It's so incredibly vague. Look at it. Like, its sphere of influence is really difficult to... Like, if you move it around quickly enough, you kind of get an idea what it's doing, but not really. And if I get rid of that layer, I can see it much better. So now I can see it well-ish. Maybe it'd be nice if I highlighted in yellow, but certainly when you've got an overlay on, which you pretty much need, this is now difficult. So is this hitting all of the... It kind of looks like it is. So why is there not enough demand if we've undersupplying? Talking about slowing down type of touchscreens or clunky systems. Isn't it weird though, when you get to like a smartphone device, the keyboard that you put up is also a QWERTY keyboard. But people use their thumbs to do it. What do you mean is every city connected? So this is dropping food into here. That's the plan. And then this is, or should be, moving the food around, I think. Is it those trucks doing it? Yeah, the food trucks. You think glide typing is pretty good? What, you mean where you swipe your finger around? It is, but next time you're typing a word out, have a look at how much you have to do this. Because the keyboard layout is inefficient. If you look at the Dvorak layout, you'll find yourself moving around a lot less. See, this worries me. Unless... Oh, is it because... Wait a minute. Maybe it's not that city. It's actually splitting its consumption. It's supplying Pyongyang as well.